Welcome to a brand new episode of the Oracles. This is episode 71. 71 episodes in. Such an incredible journey, incredible thing to be here today. My name is Manelisi, and with me is the beautiful, the superstar, Oracle, Ghost, Z Maziwu. Z, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Manelisi?
I'm good. I'm very good. We missed last week, but
Yep,
we are here today. And there's a lot that we have to talk about. There's a lot to catch up on.
definitely. Yep.
We like 2 weeks ago, was it last? No, not last week Friday, the other Friday. That was probably
hmm
like the biggest music drop week that we've had so far this year.
hmm
We need to talk about Delicious Fest. We have to talk about what else do we? Let me just because we need. Kabza opened his own lounge,
mm
PianoHub. We'll be talking about that. Maglera, Dope Boy, and Blxckie nominated at the BT Hip Hop
Yeah.
Awards. Speaker and Tizo, they're going on tour from next week Friday. Is it next week Friday on the 3rd?
Yeah,
Yeah,
next
on
week.
the 4th. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week Friday on the 4th. They're starting with their tour, and then Chris Brown. We just found out today that he is coming to South Africa. So I don't know how much of all of that we will be able to fit in today, but but we'll try to talk about as
We'll
much of it
try.
as much of it as we possibly can. So I want to start with Kabza actually. I think it announced, was it on Monday or was it this past weekend? Um, no, I think it was, today's Tuesday, right? So I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday that he is opening his own lounge in Soweto called the Piano Hub. Piano Hub, obviously, being his
hmm
record label, record company. So is now branched into and entertain. What do you call it? Um, into the entertainment space, as far as opening a club or lounge or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so that is quite interesting. It's a very interesting. I don't know what do you think about the Kabza opening a Piano Hub, the lounge?
I'm not mad, hey? To be quite
Yeah,
honest, I think the only thing I'm mad about, which I believe that I think with time it's something that he can work on,
yeah,
is maybe it's just me, but I feel like the space where he's at is quite small, knowing that the amount of people that Gabza, like the fans that Gabza has.
yeah,
It's yes, they will play, I think, almost every kind of music genre, right? But if he says it's Piano Hub, I feel like people are expecting to hear exclusives. And one thing about Soweto, you will hear unshazamables when it comes to piano.
mm,
You will hear them the whole, when I tell you the whole night, you will hear unshazamables. And the funny thing, the people in the hood are singing along to them, just like, but how do you know the song? It's playing around in the group chat some way. Goes from 2TRP, send Ning Ning Zandi has it. Then you hear just like, guys, what is the song? Why don't I know it? And it's just like, "Ish, you're not from the hood. You're not from around here. You won't know it,
yeah. You're not part of the
It's
WhatsApp group.
exactly, you're part
Yeah,
of the WhatsApp group. But honestly, I'm happy for him. I
yeah,
saw that a lot of people pulled through actually for him. I saw Oscar was playing, Oscar
yeah.
MBO was playing there. I saw Black Coffee as well.
Mm.
And this guy who doesn't want to leave our country, he's having too much fun. And with every dance move he's doing, he's shooting at us. I'm just like, Pastor Rhymes,
It-
time.
yeah,
Don't overstay welcome.
is it still in the country?
He was yesterday. I don't know about
Yeah,
today. Yesterday he was called Piano Hub. Well, it
yeah,
was working. I think he went to Jalos as well, but I didn't see videos from Jalos, so I'm not sure if how true that is.
yeah,
But I saw the ones from Piano Hub. So I'm happy for Cubs. I feel like maybe the space looks small now because it's launching, so it was full. Maybe with time it's gonna be fine. It looks beautiful. One thing also that I'm like, I don't know if maybe they don't want people to dance, but then there's a lot of couches in there. Like I don't see floor space, or maybe they don't want people to dance. Man, listen to private school piano, it's just popping your head.
yeah.
Maybe it's that. But I'm happy for him. It's beautiful. I like the promo video. I think I saw it last week where he's working with goats
Yeah.
and Numa who is sitting there. I think she's eating something, and she's like, Uba lo hamba with all these goats. Then this guy like, he's the king of goats himself. I was like, okay, I like that. Nephandla zakhe ziyimillion.
Yeah.
But guys, I love seeing Kabza win because I love seeing Kabza win. You
Mm.
know, you look back over a decade, like when I think I first got introduced to Kabza, years back, and seeing him win like this, I'm just like, okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I genuinely love it for him.
Yeah, I want to go back to the couches, the couches thing that you mentioned. Now, with because I saw the price list of the drinks.
Hmm.
Now, people who are going to pay that amount for drinks, they're not going to be dancing until they sweat. Like
Yeah,
it's all about the what do we call it? The table
the
service.
ambiance. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's status
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So it's part of those. It's mainly those people who are just going to be seated in their area, in their area, and they have the drinks on the table. And if you're going to pay like 2.8 for a bottle, I don't think you'd want to take your eyes off it, yeah, and go dance. You'd want to keep looking at making sure that whoever is drinking it is someone that is with you. But yeah, because
You'd be surprised.
yeah,
You'd really be surprised. Trust me, because
you think so?
let me tell you, I've seen this thing happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
also, it's not everyone who goes there off a salary, right? Or not off a
Mm.
salary. You know how there's always this line that we like saying, "Makubenjalo, it's not for 9 to 5 hours, you know?
Yeah.
It's not mutual salary, no, it shouldn't be. Same thing with piano. The prices that you saw for Piano Hub, guys, those are literally club prices. It doesn't make sense to me, not
Yeah.
just for the hood, because I understand. I think a lot of people were complaining with regards to the fact that Piano Hub is in Soweto, dog, it's in Trimville, you know?
Mm.
Why are you telling people exorbitant like prices when you're in the hood, right? But my thing is, those are the same prices you get Conjalos. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hennessy is 200 rand more than Kopiano Hub. I think it's 1.8.
Yeah.
It's the same price, God is so fake. And then you look at all these venues, they literally all look alike. It's literally the same setup. It's a DJ there, it's white couches, it's alcohol, it's beds on the couches, standing on them. It's the same vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So I think for me, what brought up the conversation, it wasn't even necessarily the price of the bottles. It was the first picture we saw. I don't know if it was Photoshop or it was the correct one, which was later rectified by the club itself, where
Mm.
Corona was 80 rand. There was
80.
Corona and Brutal Fruit. It was 80 rand, right?
Yeah.
And we saw the Brutal Fruit for 80 rand. Got a six-packet Brutal Fruit is 85 rand. So when you saw one for 80 rand, make it make sense.
Yeah. Because I mean, if a six pack is 85 rand, and you're selling a single can for 80 rand, that means that every two cans that you buy, that a person buys, they're buying an entire six pack plus a couple of cans
And
for the
then some,
establishment.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's
Exactly.
exorbitant. It's way too much.
Exactly. That's what I think for me, the chat, if it wasn't for that, because like when people started talking, everyone pointed out one Corona for 80 rand, one Corona for 80 rand. Nobody went to the Clenfiddich, nobody went to the Demis, nobody went to any of the champagnes. Everyone went to Corona one for 80 rand. Because everyone's just like, dog, are you hearing yourself? That's literally like if you add a 40 rand more, I think a Corona six pack is 120 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I'm just like, I think that's what throw people off more than anything.
Yeah,
Because the price of water is 30 rand, right? And now I drink water a lot when I'm out, right? Because I can't really order tea come
yeah,
if I could, I would, you know. So mostly my go-to is literally I just order water or I order cranberry or I order grape tiger, right? So when I saw the price, that's literally the amount of money I spend on water wherever I'm at. Literally every time. Last time I bought water at Rocket, it was 35 rand.
yeah,
I bought water in Magobe Jalo, it was 30 rand, you know. So when I saw that it's the same price, that's something, it's literally the same price. It's just the entire club industry when it comes to the markup on alcohol in this country. I just feel like it's ridiculous. Because
yeah.
why am I paying 1.6 thousand rand for a bottle of normal Hennessy that is 600 rand at most at Pick and Pay liquor? If it's cheap, 550. So with 1.6 miles, I could have gotten three and dash, guys. Not just the bottles.
And there is because like for me it's like three things, right? And it's three things that you've mentioned already. First of all, Soweto is not like any other township. It's not like going to even Tembisa, for instance. So the people who go to Soweto to party, or rather who go to group to Magubenjalo, to Konka, to PianoHub. These are not regular people. These are not regular Kasi people. These are
Yeah,
people who, that leads me to like the second point, where it's you mentioned that the people who were complaining, they were mentioning like the Coronas and the brutal fruit. They're not going to like the major bottles, the Glenfiddich and whatnot,
yeah,
because the people who drink Glenfiddich, they don't complain about the price of drinks. A drink to
exactly.
them, it costs what it costs where they are. So they're
However,
all
yeah,
yeah, so they're always ready to pay whatever it is that is on the menu. And the people who are going to complain about the cheaper drinks, those are the people that Kabza is not catering for. He doesn't really care about whether those people come to his place or not, because all these other guys, the guys who are paying for the bottles, that's where Kabza is making a lot of his money
correct.
when it comes to the drinks. And then the third thing is the pricing of the drinks. Um, and we see this quite often because these are people who are going to arrive there um, per night. You probably find like two or three guys, maybe even more than that, who are paying bills of up to 100,000, maybe even more.
Yeah.
And it's the conversation that is always had because these guys are usually the guys who post on social media that is what their bill was that night. And this is like a conversation that's always had when the bills are posted online, that maybe this is like a laundromat in a sense. Because
It is, yes.
yeah, like because I mean just the price of the drinks itself doesn't make sense. Like for
Doesn't make
that,
sense.
it's a major markup. Like it's way too big of a markup for it to make
Crazy.
sense. So one would think, could see maybe someone else, that maybe it's not just Gabza behind this thing. Like there's probably someone else who is there, and Gabza is just used as a face. And I'm not saying that that's the case, but in places like this where prices cost this much, that
Yeah,
is usually the conversation that is had. Maybe it's
yeah,
even had like offline, but it's usually the conversation that is had because it really doesn't make any sense. Or maybe it's just the
it
club
doesn't.
culture in South Africa, and we just not still
That
not
we don't
used to.
understand.
Yeah, that we just still don't understand that that is what people are willing to pay.
Honestly, I personally, right, I've always said this, and I'm not necessarily pointing it to Piano Hub, but I feel like the club scene in this country is just laundromats, guys. We're just cleaning money.
Yeah,
There's no way because my thing is now. Also, there are places there where that would make sense, right? If you maybe your bill is, for example, 200K,
mm,
we might stretch it and say that you bought people around you drinks. People don't even know, right?
yeah,
But then you find a smaller establishment, like a club that is literally the size of a four-bedroom house. The bill is 200K, and you're just like, who drank all that alcohol? And also, then you look at the time. The tab was open at 2 a.m., closed at half past 4, 5 a.m. So you're telling me that in 3 hours you drank alcohol with 300,000 rand or 200,000 rand, and those were not ace of spades you were drinking. Maybe there's
mm.
only one bottle of ace there, which was maybe 26K, for example. I don't know how much it is, but yeah. Unless you bought just ace of spades, maybe. But if you bought your Verve Trico and whatnot, it's 2.8. How did you get to 200K in a space of 3 hours?
And
So I think sometimes they forget we need to play smart. Get to the club at 10
yeah,
and leave at 6. Then it's a bit explainable,
yeah, and
not
and
three
you
hours.
and someone might counter that argument and say that people who are paying that much for drinks are people who just got draft money or just recently won the lotto. It's the kind of people that we're going to be seeing on I Blew It a
I
couple
blew
of
it.
years from now. But it's, there aren't that many people
Yeah.
who just got that lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, who have that kind of money to blow like on a regular weekend, because you can't even argue and say that it's always a special occasion because there
Mm-mm.
aren't that like really like when you try and put all of these things together. First of all, there aren't that many special occasions happening um,
Number one.
that often. Number one. Secondly, um, like second. Okay, so firstly, it's not that many occasions happening like on a regular basis. Secondly,
Mm.
there isn't that many people with that amount of money
Exactly.
celebrating
Exactly.
on a regular basis. So obviously there's something that is going on there, and it's things that we just not privy to.
And my thing is, Asna, I don't know if maybe it's just being in Joburg for too long.
Mm,
You can see these people. Like there's a song on TikTok that used to trend that was associated with Bafana Bamahais, right? When they pass on, it's a
yeah,
Sotho song that goes Ulwane nto ya molemo, right? We start calling Kochi like whenever that song is added on someone's picture who passed away, you already
yeah,
know it's okay. They didn't get their money and right, right?
yeah.
They have a certain look, Manelisi. Weird, but I'm just like, guys,
I know what you mean.
friends, don't say, don't
Yeah.
do that. We can see them for Asha Zaleho was okay. Ah,
Yeah, and I know what you mean. Like those
he's gonna drop
sneakers,
a bag and it's not gonna exactly
yeah,
tuck in.
yeah, those sneakers with spikes, those what do you call those things that are sparkly on garments? Um,
Like
like they're very tight, those t-shirts, very thin
very tight.
material, and they tuck it
Asha
in. The
tuck
belts,
in,
yeah, the
nebande,
belts also have
nezaza.
spikes. Yeah.
If it's not that outfit, it's Gucci. So there is a Gucci shades and a
Yeah,
Gucci belt and Gucci sneakers
and a bucket hat.
and a bucket hat with those, see those lama chinla sefritin.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
why? We can see it. That's what I'm saying. Is as you can't. Those are not guys with 9 to 5. Unfortunately, no man
Yeah.
now on the side. He's doing other things because this is the same person when he steps out. He's pushing a 911.
Mm.
Next week he's pushing a Viano, and I'm just like,
Like, nah. Like it really doesn't make sense.
bank doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The markup on alcohol, it does not make sense. You'll never catch me dead buying a boiler because I am not doing that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm a broke really, but I am not doing that.
yeah, because I often look at that kind of lifestyle, and even I think about it, like even if I did drink alcohol, that is not something that I
Mm.
would do. Like it doesn't make sense to me to spend that much money on alcohol and to spend it so recklessly.
Like, the way it doesn't make sense. It just reminded me of last year, this time, like August, October. Yes. I, After work, we went out, right? Went out to rackets with my friends and colleagues, right? I
Mm,
wasn't drinking because one time with me, I'll take long breaks from alcohol. So I wasn't drinking. So I'm there the whole time. I think we got there around 8, 9. I'm like, I didn't even want to go, but they forced me to come. Like, let me not be a party pooper. I went.
yeah.
I think I got there around 8, 9. I got sparkling water and some cranberry, right? Around 10:30, 11, I'm like, hey guys, me, I'm out. I say my goodbyes and everything. One of the guys is just like, what can I do to make you stay? Jokingly, because in my head, I feel like alcohol is crazy expensive at Groove, especially Rockets. I'm like, get me a bottle of champagne, I'll stay. I'm saying this jokingly, right? There's a lot of us, and I was sitting inside the section, like inside the club. So I go outside to say bye to the other guys who were smoking outside. say, but I know how goodbyes take forever in
But
South Africa or wherever in general.
yeah,
When I come back inside, am I not met with a bottle coming to me from one of the hostesses? And I'm just like,
like
now I
that
have to
easy.
drink. Now I have to drink it. Because this man, nobody here, they're all drinking cognac. I don't drink cognac. They're all
Yeah.
drinking cognac. Now I have to drink this, but now it means I can't leave, right? I don't mind. I'll drink it. It's okay. But in my head, I'm just like, you just spent 2.8 on a bottle of Moe. I'm just like, you should have given it to me. I was sick. Because my thing is, in my head, the price is okay. So I didn't think he would buy it.
But
You know,
yeah,
me saying, buy a bottle of champagne, I'll stay. I didn't think he would. He bought it. So sure, there are people who actually don't mind. And they really don't mind. Me in my books, I'm not doing that. If you
yeah,
see me drinking a bottle of Moe outside my house or in a chill setting, then
that is not
then
your
I'm at
money.
groove. It's not my money.
Yeah.
If I'm at home, it's gonna be my money. 700 rand if you can pay. I'll expand. I'll separate it. It's okay. I work hard. But if you see me, namalite kumnyama kusebusuku, aye, it's not my money. I am not doing that.
Yeah.
I
But
can't.
yeah, like, but yeah, it's just ridiculous that people would go on and spend that much money on alcohol. Like it's just a crazy thing.
Maybe it's because we don't have it. Could be that.
Nah, I don't think it's because we don't have it. Like for me, it's just not processing. Like I'm not able to process
Yeah,
that
same.
that kind of thing. Like even there's points where I have certain amounts of money, and I just look at it and I'm like I'm not spending X amount of money on
And that.
or yeah on something that even if I did want it and
Hmm.
I was thinking like you know what actually if I do have this amount of money then I'll be able to buy this and then that moment comes and then I'm just thinking like do I really want to part
Yeah.
with so much money especially at this point like it just doesn't make sense to me or maybe it is and right now I'm correcting myself maybe it is having a certain amount of money and having it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're just thinking, like, you know what, I know that everything. Now in my head, I know that there's all my needs cost this amount of money, and after I
Hmm.
pay for everything, I still have X amount of money that I have no idea what to do with. Maybe that temptation at that point might come to say, you know what, just spoil yourself, and then it just eventually
Yeah.
becomes a regular thing. But also just going back to these guys, a lot of these guys are far too young, and we just know, good see, they haven't had that money for that long to be spending it like that in clubs.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
you can see new money. Like one type of new money, you can see it.
yeah, you can see it. Like it's very very easy to see.
But as you
Yeah,
always say, Gucci, the way Mina I'm thinking right now with the 2.8 they could have bought kicks. They're not thinking like that because they don't need
yeah,
those. It's a thing of what is 2.8?
yeah.
Literally,
Like
my kicks at 35K plus.
yeah, I
So
mean, like for some, like 2.8 is what they spend a night on petrol alone, and it's
correct.
really nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
that's
just
really
like that's super. I'm doing to buy sneakers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
As long
anyway,
as everyone is happy.
yeah, as long as they're happy and as long as the Cubs are also is going to be making his money because he's really
Exactly.
taking like proper advantage
Yeah.
of the point where he is right now in life. And you know, like hopefully he'll also be able to venture into other business opportunities or business avenues. But yeah, we'll like you said, like I'm also happy for Kabza about where
Mm.
he is right now and for him to take this uh, route, I guess, as far as a principle, you know, as a principle of not just relying on money for music, but going into
Yeah.
business as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Because it's very important.
yeah, yeah, it really is. So yeah, I'm also happy for him. But yeah, yeah, I want to move on to the BET Hip Hop Awards, which are happening. Is it in November? I can't remember.
I didn't see the date actually. Hey? I saw the
Yeah,
nominations, but I didn't see the date.
yeah. So two South Africans are nominated this year,
Hmm.
which is for the best international flow, which is Maglera as well as Blxckie being nominated
Hmm.
on there. Now, I don't know about Blxckie though, because Blxckie, I feel like he sings a lot,
More
especially when
than
you
he
compare it to
raps.
Maglera, especially when you compare it to
Mm.
Maglera, because Maglera has an incredible flow. Um,
Unmatched.
yeah, like right now.
Unmatched.
And it's not just the flow on its own. Like it's a mix of everything. Like lyrically, he's right there. His composure when he's rapping, the flow itself, and also
Yeah.
his voice because he has an
Yeah.
incredibly unique voice. But so yeah, but how do you feel about both Blxckie and Maglera being nominated at the BT Hip Hop Awards?
I won't lie. Egasomnyama shocked me a bit because,
Yeah.
but it shocked me a bit, but also I kind of brought myself back towards myself because I remember because he's been spending a lot of time in the States, right?
Mm.
And he's been putting in work there. So I think there's that recognition from the stables that side or the music industry that side.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe they could have maybe put him in another category,
Mm.
not necessarily the best flow for me personally, because I'm saying it kind of shocked me when it came to him. But with Maglera, I, honestly, sometimes I don't like speaking on Maglera because I feel like it's giving off very bias.
Yeah.
But honestly, guys, Maglera's flow right now, it's not lie, guys. No one has a sicker flow than Maglera at this point.
Yeah. No one.
I don't even want to lie. No one. Maglera can switch up in one song and sound like three different people
Mm.
in one
Exactly.
song, and I'm just like, what do you mean?
Exactly.
Or one, I make one song sound like two different songs.
Yeah. And also his ability to deliver on his lyrics, like lyrically.
Yeah.
I was listening to Warner, which was released a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if it was last
Hmm.
week, like that other week or the week before that one. But his ability to rap like because he raps in English a little bit. He raps in Setswana and he raps in Afrikaans. And his rapping in
Hmm.
Afrikaans, it actually sounds colored, like he grew up in a colored
Exactly.
community. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but and he's like an incredible lyricist, incredible rapper. So for me, I feel like also it's very deserved for Maglera.
Who are they up against besides like besides the two of them?
Because okay, there's Stefflon Don, there
Hmm.
is Odumodu Black,
Hmm.
Bashi, Lees, Buddha, Gates, SDM, and Rational MCs. So it's quite a lengthy,
That's yeah, it's a lengthy list, yeah.
yeah, it's a lengthy list. Um, but because I think I'm a little bit familiar with Stefflon Don.
Yeah, quite same.
Um, yeah. But all the other guys, I'm not too familiar with them.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say hopefully I hope he takes it, not just for the South African, but man, Maglera's flow, guys. Oh,
Yeah.
it does to me all the time. It gets to me all the time. You know when you get shocked by a song you know, and you're just like, wait, what? That's
Yeah.
me and Maglera. Like, oh, I'm just like, when did that happen? So I really hope he gets it.
Yeah. Like I also hope he gets it. But for me, as for Blxckie, I kind of get why he's nominated in there, but I feel like it's not really like I wouldn't say that he should be there. And I don't know if I'm wrong about saying that.
No, I
Um,
hear you.
yeah, but I feel like he shouldn't be there because, like you said, that he probably should have been nominated in another category.
Yeah.
But for me, as like for me, Blxckie when he's on a song, it does he has a quite a unique a voice, a quite unique delivery, where when his part gets when you get to his part in the song, it's very easy to recognize that it's Blxckie. Like
Yes.
yeah, he has that kind of voice, he has that kind of delivery. But just Nje as an MC, as a rapper, As a singer, I'm not convinced that he should be there.
Hmm. Now that you just made me think of something else. Now that you touch on, it's easy to recognize Blxckie on a song, right?
Yeah,
Now I raise Usimamane
yeah.
because I'm not gonna lie, and I know it's not just me.
Mm.
The first time a lot of us heard Usimamane, we thought it was to be quite honest,
Yeah, like he,
you know?
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Like,
And funny thing, Usimamane has for me, he has a nicer flow than Blxckie.
true, true. Because now I'm thinking, like in my head, I'm thinking that at some point, um, okay. So what I was thinking about there is that Usman Mane is sort of like a chameleon in a sense,
Yes,
because at some point there's some songs where it kind of sounds like Nasty C.
yes.
In his latest album, I forget which song it is. He sounds quite a lot like what's his name? Uh, there's this guy that just recently died. Is an American rapper. He passed on quite recently, like a couple of weeks ago. Um,
Young Thug. It's Young Thug.
no, not Young Thug. Young Thug is in prison.
Who's the other
Um,
one?
I'm trying to
Is it
remember.
Rich? Is it Rich Homie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rich Homie Quan.
Yes, Rich
Yeah,
Homie.
there's a song on his latest album where he sounds exactly like Rich Homie Quan. So
Yeah.
for me, like Usman Mane is also distinct. Like he's also very easy to recognize when he's rapping like
Yes.
himself.
Yeah. Yes.
When he's rapping just like himself, he's very easy to recognize. But that his ability to mimic other rappers, for me, it's kind of it's a bit of an issue. But also, I would agree with you, 100% that he has a better flow than Blxckie.
No, I don't feel like it. I feel like, as you said, Blake is so easy to recognize, and I want to say it's not necessarily monotone, but
Yeah,
then he's him, and we know it's him. So when
yeah,
they touch on flows, I feel like it could have been another category, just not this one.
yeah. Just not this
I'm a
one.
huge Blackie fan, but just not this one.
Yeah, yeah. But and also just to add on to it, like for me personally, because I was thinking about Blxckie like earlier today, where I was thinking that he's an incredible artist, like he's an incredible
Mhm.
rapper, incredible singer, but his music is just not for me because I did try for quite some time to listen to his music, but it is just not for me, which is another reason why I feel like he shouldn't be in this one because he sounds like it sounds pretty much the same almost everywhere.
Mhm.
And the reason why I feel like it makes sense for him to be nominated is because of um, his time in the US. Because it also has it features on um, Nelly Furtado's latest album,
I saw, yeah.
yeah, which was released last week. And the amount of work that he has put in while being in the US, because he was, I think it was late last year, if not early this year, where he was
Mhm.
touring with Bass. So the BET recognizes him as an artist, as a South African artist who's making waves, I guess, in the US. So it makes sense for him to be nominated on this one, where they try to, I guess, they try to include him in the nominations,
Yeah.
yeah, as a recognition of him as an artist. But comparing him to Maglera and assuming that everyone else that is nominated in that category is around the same level as Maglera, I feel like Blxckie is maybe out of place being in there.
You know. No, I hear you. It's a, he, as I said, I don't want to use the word monotone, but I feel
Yeah,
like he is a bit out for me when it comes to that particular category.
yeah,
But I'm happy he got the nod. I mean, speaks to him working and putting in the work.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck to
Also,
both of them, really.
yeah, also very happy for Maglera. Maglera has been working very, very hard this year,
Cousin,
working incredibly
tell
hard.
you, I tell you, Maglera has been having a year, and it's about time.
Yeah. So if let's say the MTV hottest MCs was to be done again this year, where in the top three do you think Maglera would be? And I
Because
say we're in the
there's a
top
lot
three.
of because he is in the top three.
Yeah, because he is in the top three this year.
I think if it wasn't for all the what do they call them? All the elements that I needed,
Yeah,
and we were just looking at the reps and the work, I'd definitely say number one, if not two. But because there's a whole lot of there are lot like there are a lot of things that are considered when they are rating these artists, right?
yeah.
From impact to business deals to how in our faces the artist was. They look in like they literally look into a lot of things.
Mm,
With that, I'd place him at two. But with for me, with the music and because it's so easy to kill one feature and
yeah,
be a one-hit wonder, right?
yeah,
Or it's easy to kill one song and be a one-hit wonder. But for you to come through on every feature, and that for me takes work. And that for me takes
yeah,
work. For you to write a song like it's yours,
yeah,
because right now, if you ask anyone whose song is "Let Me Cook," no one's gonna say KO.
yeah. So
I love him, love him
it's
with everything
Maglera.
in me, but that's my clear song. You
Yeah,
understand? So
yeah,
for me, I definitely say I'd give it to Maglera this year. I'd give it to Maglera because looking at everyone, man. Yes, the young boys came through right now as well. Like most of them did. I'm not gonna lie.
mm,
Like they really showed up. But number one for me also Maglera, guys.
yeah. Because and the reason why I ask is because he's had an incredible year this year.
Yeah.
He was for some time in the US, I think,
Hmm.
because there's a video with him with Ja Rule. Even though I mean it's Ja Rule, it's not like being with 50 Cent or anything like that. But but either way, Ja Rule has cemented his place in hip hop history, and
Definitely.
yeah, being in his presence alone as well is not a small thing. So being around that space, doing the work that he has done this year, he has also that video with that he dropped on his birthday with Leah Butler.
Hmm.
And it was only dropped as a video, by the way. I don't think it's
Yeah.
available on streaming platforms. So it's only
I
available
looked for
on
it.
YouTube.
It's not
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So he's had a very very strong year.
Hmm.
And like for me, I would place him at number one, even in the absence of like a project this year. He hasn't released
Yes.
anything this year.
No.
Um, but with the amount of music that he's been on, the amount of work that he's put in, I think for this year, I'd put him at number one. For me, it's very easy.
Same. Yeah, no same.
Yeah,
For me, he deserves it, man. He's had a clean run. He's really had a
yeah,
clean run.
yeah. All that we're missing now is an album for me, or even a mixtape or an EP.
Even amazing.
Yeah,
Because his previous album, guys, I liked it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
yeah,
my clear storytelling, insane.
yeah.
And also the way he works around, if I can say phrases and like sayings,
yeah.
man,
Like
Maglera is an ear.
the issue I have with Maglera is the same one that I have with Lotinova Pounds. And it's
I
that
knew it.
I cannot hear a single word that they're saying. I cannot hear a single word that they're saying. You know, like but what I appreciate about both of them is their ability to rap in Setswana like from start to finish. They can start a song in
Yeah.
Setswana and
Yeah.
probably have like one or two English words in there. And it's not very common. It is not a very common thing for a lot of artists, and that also brings me to another conversation that I wanted to have. But I'll just bring it up like after I'm done saying this. Um, and that they're very strong in their home languages. Like you
Hmm.
hear about Idris and J. Jody, both from Pretoria, but they're mostly rapping English.
English. Yeah.
You have Casper also from the Northwest. Even though he does rap in Setswana, but for the most part, he raps
It's
in
not as
English.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as much. Even Bo Kulichana, I would say that is probably maybe somewhere between 50-50 or 60-40, 60%
Yeah.
being Setswana and the 40% being English.
Yeah.
But with Maglera and Losinova Pounds, they are all in, and that is something that should be admired. And for me,
Yeah.
even though I do not hear I do not hear most of what they're saying, but I'm able to recognize that these guys are lyricists and they're brilliant. They're brilliant writers, and they're
Yeah.
brilliant in their rapping.
No, they really are. And when someone is good when you literally go to the lyrics on Spotify and you try and read them and understand what they're saying
So
and
yeah,
actually find yourself rapping alone. Knowing very well what I am very nguni and I probably sound horrible, but I will rap because that is literally me and Maglera. That is me and 25K. That is me and Latinova. I will rap. Whether I sound horrible, but because it's literally how good they sound. I'm just like, I'm enjoying this.
yeah,
And for me, that speaks to a person making good music.
yeah,
Like people want to hear what you're saying, they want to understand it, they want to be a part of it. And the authenticity, man, is just amazing for me.
yeah. Yeah, so where I wanted to go, elsewhere wanted to go with the conversation is we know that in South Africa we are mainly Nguni speaking people. Go through the languages is mainly under the Nguni group. And I was thinking about some of the best or the biggest artists in South Africa, and a lot of them coming from okay, I mean, because we are mainly Nguni, then a lot of rappers would be part of the Nguni group.
Hmm.
But I was thinking about this, like, what is the level of success for for rappers who rap in their home languages more than English? I don't know if that makes sense because I'm thinking you go
It
to
does.
KZN. You go to KZN, you look at Zagwe. Zagwe is one of the best writers that we have in the country, but his level of success is not equal to his ability to make music.
Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like he is not as
It does.
successful as he would be if he rapped at the same level, but he rapped in English. And then you look at AKA. AKA only rapped in English, and you look at how successful he was. And he was not even amongst I don't think I'd even put him in the top 10 best lyricists um, ever in South Africa, or at least in the mainstream.
Hmm.
But he was one of the biggest. He probably isn't. He actually definitely is in the top five of the biggest rap artists in South Africa. So I was just thinking about if the languages that artists rap in, does it have an effect on their level of success in South Africa?
I think it's 50-50 as because I think it's really 50-50 also going down to whether people like you or not, right? The
Yeah.
reason I'm saying this now, Reese raps in English 99% of the time, right?
Mm.
But Aries literally just has his niche, right?
Yeah, Scott, the
No matter
slaps.
what he does, no matter what, it's just those guys.
Yeah,
He's not as he's big, yes, but it's not as big as one would expect for him to be, noting
yeah,
how great he is of a rapper, you know,
yeah,
and he's rapping in English, you know. Then there's also Duncan, who is incredible, right?
Mm.
Incredible storyteller, incredible rapper. He raps in vernac, and also he's not as big as one would expect him to be
Victim.
because of how great of an artist he is.
Yeah.
So there isn't necessarily a formula because I don't. If the two are all English rappers straight are all insanely successful, I
Mm.
would say yes. But when you look at it, it's really not the case all the time. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of
Whether we have that mainstream appeal
yeah,
like that.
literally. When God places you somewhere
Yeah.
at your time, I feel like it's that it could pop up anytime. You can literally pop off the day where He places you, and that day is the day you released an Afrikaans song, and maybe
Yeah.
you're an English rapper. You
Yeah.
know, I think
Yeah.
it's just matter of timing, placement, and I don't know, but I really don't think it's the language. Because if it was, then every good English rapper would be successful right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it because it's something that I've been struggling with. Something that really been thinking about. Um, because I look at someone like Pro is
Hmm.
obviously a legendary rapper, and he is always like in the top three um, of any artist or any hip hop fan in South Africa, or at least most hip hop fans in South Africa. But also his ability to rap, I feel like also it maybe because he also rapped in vernac for the most part. I felt like that probably had an impact on his trajectory or his success. Um, but then I look at someone like Casper. Casper also not necessarily being one of the best lyricists in South Africa. Raps both in Setswana and English, but he is hugely successful. And for the kids, he also will go down as one of the best hip hop acts to come out of South Africa. So I suppose I get what you're saying. It's just something that I've been struggling with for a while, just trying to figure it out and trying to
Yeah.
make sense of it.
No, I get it. I really get it. Because also, now it also brings us to KO. KO
Yeah,
literally does both.
yeah,
And look at how successful he is.
yeah. I wouldn't even say that he is 44 years old this year.
He's out how old?
He's 44. He's turning 44 in October. Crazy thing is that he's a year older than Stogie.
I'll reserve my comments because wow. Wow, 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 wow. I should be referring to these people as Buddhist Banbani because what do you mean?
Yeah, like yeah, like KO is turning 44 next month, and I think
No,
it
he's
shares.
fresh. Hey,
Yeah,
he's fresh.
and I think he shares his birthday with Amo. It's just that I just don't know which year Amo was born, but I think
But
is
Amo
probably
is old, no?
yeah, he is. I think is maybe around the same age
Yeah.
as KO, somewhere around there.
I would tell fresh Ocean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like it's very hard to
Then
tell.
they say you
You
can't
think
be a rapper at 40. Look at him. They always use Jay-Z as an example. Use somebody at home. Now I'm KO.
yeah. And like and that's the thing, like you forget with the way that he raps, the way that he's taking care of himself, the way that he dresses,
Mm.
you forget, you think that he's still like in his 30s.
It's literally what I thought. I really thought it was in his 30s because of not just only the way he raps, but even the way he dresses,
Yeah,
the way the people he goes out with, like
and the way
if
that he
he's going to
speaks
the
as well.
club, the way that he speaks as well. I really thought he was younger.
Yeah,
Young at heart. That's nice.
yeah. Because yeah, let me just check here because I think it's the same day as I'm just I'm struggling with Amu's year, trying to find which year Amu was born. But yeah, it's the same day, 13th of
Yeah.
October.
Oh, nice. No, but it makes sense because remember when the chance dropped, they were grown and I was a baby, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it's 44. It actually makes sense. How old is Nduza? Because Nduza looked old from way back.
I think they're around the same
Ah,
age. I think they're
okay.
around the same age, yeah. I just need
That's
to
nice, ma'am.
yeah, just need to find the info around him. But I think they're the same age because it's actually crazy to think about that. I think this year they're celebrating 19 years since their debut album is Tear Gas. Because I'm trying to remember, I think it was released in like in 2005, right? So it
Wow.
should be like 20 years next year.
I was 10.
Yeah, and like what?
They've been around. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's just incredible how these guys are able
No,
to
it
keep
is.
going.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's
Yeah,
incredible. It's inspiring.
yeah, yeah, it really is. It really is. So I want to move on to Speaker and Mtizo. So Speaker released his second album, Organized
Mhm,
Grime 2, earlier this year. Mtizo released, I think, his debut album, Legend of the K.I.D.
mhm.
Yeah, I think it is his debut album. So these guys, because Mtizo is part also does like the Sotra ciphers very close with Speaker. Speaker also being one of his producers uh and all of that. So from the 4th of October, which is next week Friday, they are kicking off their tour. And I think the first one is somewhere in Soweto. Should
Yeah,
be
I think it's
Soweto.
by Native Rebels.
Yeah, yeah. So let me just check properly. Yeah, Native Rebels in Soweto, got Davis Street.
Mhm.
It should be very interesting.
It should. I think that's where hip hop heads will unite.
Yeah, and
Literally.
yeah, they should be able to come out there. I mean, Sizwe Alekine is on the lineup. He'll
Yeah,
be
I think it's
performing.
gonna give off is Slachis. I don't know if you remember Slachis.
Yeah,
Gonna give off, I feel like it's gonna give off something like that.
yeah, and like these guys, especially like Sotara Cyphers. Sotara Cyphers has a huge following.
Oh,
So
crazy.
yeah, like it's crazy, like a crazy following. So I think a lot of people should be able to show up on the day, and this most likely I feel like actually it's inevitable, probably on the lineup as well. They're definitely going to be doing ciphers. Like there's no
Yeah,
way that they'll
yeah,
go home without doing any ciphers.
yeah. I know I mean, for the culture,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have to.
yeah. But I'm actually very interested to. I actually should maybe try to find out where exactly what other venues they'll be visiting.
And I'm happy that they're actually doing the whole tour thing and not necessarily just focusing like in Soweto because they literally have done so much in the past couple of years, not just this year.
Yeah.
And they've garnered so much support throughout the country.
Mm.
And I feel like with such a tour and event, they can also use it as an opportunity to feature other youngsters who are actually still on the rap, like they still want to rap.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you have the platform, use it the best way you can. And I just want to see them do that. As you said, that they should have ciphers. I feel like when they go on those tours, bring the young cats who haven't featured on social ciphers. Let them rap.
Yeah, because I mean, imagine like out of the blue, just doing a cipher with Siashezi and F Easy, even with Caesar
Listen,
Elekai. Like it's
yeah,
just a
fam.
crazy thing. Like it's a crazy
Like,
thing.
who's to say you're not gonna get a feature and that feature is the one that literally just
It takes
skyrockets you?
yeah, exactly. Like even with Caesar Elekai, Caesar wouldn't have. I don't think he would have done his latest album Audio 2D if it wasn't for Sotara Cyphers. So if Sotara Cyphers can um, it can make Caesar Alekine go back to doing an entire album, imagine what it can do for a young artist out there,
Exactly.
just trying to make it. And like even on Audio 2D, like well, on Cesar Elekan's latest album, he features what's his name? Not Ntombela. Yeah, because I was thinking
Okay.
like Bantu speaking. He features Ntombela on there. And
Right.
Ntombela is mind blowing. Like
Amazing.
like he's just an amazing rapper.
Oh, amazing. Dumbela is amazing, guys. And the fact that so many people didn't know Dumbela before that song, and now so many people are listening to him because of that song, it's just
Like
like
like it's
you see how
crazy.
things just work all together for the
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All good
All things.
things.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah. All things work together for good for those who love the Lord.
Honestly, because I'm just like everything is literally just coming full circle at this point.
Yeah, like I would say that being around um all the rappers who are part of Sotra Cyphers, like only good things can come from that,
Exactly.
especially if
Yeah.
you're serious about rapping. If you're serious about being an artist, about being a rapper who puts a lot of emphasis on being lyrical, where you it's not just about being famous, just not just about making hits, but you put a lot of emphasis in the lyrics. You put a lot of emphasis in being an artist worth listening to. Like only good things can come being around Speaker
Mhm.
and the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Now I feel so too. So honestly, I'm also looking forward to see how big it's going to get because
Yeah,
one thing about those guys, they really put their heart and soul in everything they do, and you can hear it.
you can hear it. Like it's
Like
just
you
pure
can
passion.
hear it. Yes, it's the love that's there.
Yeah,
Not just doing it for the bag. You can hear how much these people love doing what they do.
yeah. But yeah, so starting off like on the 4th of October,
Mhm.
Speaker and Tizo doing the tour, Organized Grime 2 and The Legend of the K.I.D, like Native Rebels. Like I think tickets are like 70 Rand, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how much it would cost you to get inside. If I was in Joburg, actually, I would definitely going to be there.
And see the way the weekends are set up for the next couple
Yeah,
of weekends. I
because
want
next
to
week.
scream. I want to, yo, let me tell you, I want to scream. So I'm already tired. I'm already tired for the rest
Yeah,
of the festive season, and it's just only began. And there's only one me, guys.
yeah,
Like, I'm just like, it's a lot, but I
yeah,
need everyone who can make it to go
yeah.
just for me.
Yeah. And talking about like the crazy weekends, like I don't know if you saw Chris Brown's announced that he's coming to South Africa. And like Rocking the Daisies is quite famous for bringing international artists like on a regular basis. Um, Now it's not confirmed that he will be at Rocking the Daisies. But it just announced, I think, what is today, that is coming to South Africa, and Rocking the
Hmm.
Daisies is happening next week, from the third,
Yeah,
from the
he
third
literally
until the
announced
fifth,
like an hour or so
sixth, I think.
ago. So I'm just like, eh. But do you think they would do that like
I think
literally a
so.
couple of days? It,
I think
because I feel
so.
like that would be denying everybody else the opportunity. That would be quite selfish.
But then again, Rocking the Daisies has been selling tickets since I think the first quarter or second quarter of this year.
Yeah, they were supposed to say
So
then that they are bringing
yeah.
Chris Brown, so we can sell our parents' fridges then. I can't sell the fridge now because it's summer. If I sold the fridge in winter, I can't sell it now.
It's too
No, they
late.
can't do that. It's too late. They can't do that. Honestly, I feel like if okay, he is coming, he did say, but I feel like it shouldn't be for RTD really. I feel like it's too soon. I
Yeah,
really feel like
like,
it's too soon.
or maybe it's too late to announce it.
Yes. Like literally like it's a week from now, which wouldn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. So it could be that it's not coming to rocking the daisies. So I mean, if they announce it now, it could be that it's coming like in December because it can't really come in November. Not a lot of things happen in November, especially because it's exam season.
But at this point, nothing shocks me anymore. Somebody will wake up and throw the biggest party that we have seen in this country because people have money. So we don't know. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the announcements.
Yeah,
Because
but
also one thing about this artist touring, he might say I'm coming to South Africa only to perform next year March, Gay 5.
yeah, that's possible as well. That is also very
So
possible. Yeah, but it's quite crazy that so much is happening, especially with international artists. So this past weekend, it was Delicious Fest. Busta Rhymes and Jason Derulo were here. Apparently, Jason Derulo was already in the country. Um,
he was having
apparently,
the time of his life in Cape Town.
yeah, apparently somewhere in Cape Town.
Like,
Now Chris Brown is announcing that is coming to the country. And you remember, like in 2022, Busta Rhymes apparently was, I think it was the first choice for Back to the City
yeah.
for him to be here, but he wanted to have like three or a minimum of three shows. He wanted to perform at
Mm,
minimum of three shows. So Back to the City was not able to give him that. So I was asking, I had that question
mm-hmm.
whether Delicious Fest booked him for the three shows or two other shows, or if they just paid him enough money to cover three shows. But he was at Live. He did go to
Was it,
Live.
I think he was just rocking it, live, hey?
Yeah, it wasn't
Because
really there to.
he's been having the time of his life for the past 2 days. He's literally enjoying himself more than us residents of this country, citizens of
Yeah.
this country, enjoy ourselves. But also, if to still want him, they never want to leave the country when they're here. So it's just 2 weekends from now. They can keep him here, or he can go and come back. But now,
Actually,
if they are smart, they should be on the phone right now. Like, listen,
since we're here already,
since we are here already, might as well. Don't leave.
yeah, because like it's just great. Or maybe like okay, first of all, like we know that Americans don't need a visa at all to be in the country. So they can
Mm-hmm.
come and go as they please. They
Mm-hmm.
can stay, I think, for as long as they want, as long as they don't get permanent jobs. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a visa that they need to apply for. I don't know, but Buster being here already, back to the city is happening on the 13th. He might as well stay, right?
It's 2 weeks, literally.
I mean, they could actually. I mean, Osmic. I know where Osmic stays. Pretty much, he stays in a hotel. He could just get him a room there, somewhere on one of the floors, or just get
Just
yeah, just accommodate him there already. So he might as well just go to back to the city.
honestly, might as well. And also knowing how much Basta is hip hop, guys, and Back to the City is hip hop.
Yeah,
Like it's not rocket science. It's
yeah,
literally
it's
not
not.
rocket science. Just come together and give us a show.
Like it should be very interesting. It should be very interesting to see Buster come through for Back to the City. And Janet Jackson, I actually didn't know that Janet Jackson was supposed to be at Delicious Fest until that announcement that she's not able to come anymore. Did you know that she
No,
was booked for Delicious?
yeah, I did. I saw it when they were still announcing the dates really that they're going to have it, like which weekend they're going to have it. I saw the headliners, if I can call
Yeah,
them that.
yeah,
And I won't lie, man, they kind of threw me off with both, right? Yes,
yeah,
I like Joe. I love Joe a lot, right? But I don't know, I just had high expectations. Because this I actually wanted to go until I saw that I'm just like, do I actually want to spend so much money on a ticket? Also noting that it's in Kalami and I live literally at the end of the south of Joburg.
yeah. It takes two
I
days
think
to.
for me, yeah, I was like, you know what? Not for Janet Jackson.
Yeah,
I knew a while back. I was like, yeah, because my plan is always to go. I think that's why I knew I was interested. I wanted to find out.
yeah,
So when they dropped that lineup, I was like,
yeah.
what am I going to watch Mami Von Chaka Chaka performing? Sharp.
Yeah, but it's crazy
Also, why they
because
bring G-Force again? I feel like that this contract they have with G-Force needs to end.
you think
It's
so.
enough. It's enough.
Yeah, but
As people, we are fed up.
yeah. Yeah, but like it's crazy. So Janet Jackson actually canceled because her brother Tito died, and I
Hmm.
think the funeral was supposed to be this past weekend. But then I think on Sunday, if
Isn't
not
she in London
yesterday,
now?
she's in Paris.
Oh, okay.
They announced that she's in Paris. She couldn't come to South Africa.
So
Uh,
Sita.
yeah,
Okay.
but Nakona, I mean, kind of to compare like Kyalami versus Paris.
It's fine, guys.
Yeah.
Every country, every city has the slums. Please,
Yeah.
guys. Paris
But
has slums as well. No, they
I
mustn't do
mean,
that.
Kim Kardashian got robbed in a hotel room a couple of years ago, so that wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
happen in South Africa. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, but but the thing is, when I saw that press release that she's not coming to South Africa anymore, they did say that she might be able to come next year. That they're going to move her performance to next year.
Hey,
I don't
good
know.
luck.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they then decided to find someone else and they just replaced her with Busta Rhymes and Jason Derulo. I don't know.
Hey, good luck to them. Hey, but also Jason Derulo. I was like,
I mean, and they're calling it
yes, I
Jason.
know he gave us bangers, right? And
Yeah,
people enjoyed him, but I personally I'd be like, no, it's
yeah,
from Jason Derulo.
yeah. And I saw the video of him performing. I think it was a closing act. And it was just it looked like an incredible moment. People loved that.
Yeah,
Um,
no, people really did. I feel
yeah,
like people really had fun at this delicious. Like people genuinely had fun.
yeah. And I actually mentioned this
There
on
was
Twitter.
order, like a lot of things were, no.
Yeah, I actually mentioned this on Twitter that in light of the weather changes, like it's just incredible to see that Delicious Fest actually has like a loyal following, where people decided that no matter the weather, I mean it was freezing cold, but they decided that doesn't really matter. We are still going, and they had a huge turnout.
Yeah, but also if I spend one point something on a ticket, I am going.
Yeah, I mean.
It means I'll wear that coat.
I mean, also,
That is my hard-earned money. I'll wear the coat and I am going.
yeah, and it seems like they didn't have any regrets. Like they just put
Exactly.
like the organizers put on like an incredible show, regardless
Yeah,
of the
definitely.
situation.
Like,
Yeah,
when you just go into people's statuses and stories and you can see that people are having fun, it's
but
beautiful,
yeah,
it's well organized. People are not waiting in line for long for their food. They are getting their drinks in time.
and they
And
didn't
I
get
think
stuck
I'm
going
just
home.
glad, yes, and I'm just glad that it didn't rain. Because I feel like if it rained, it was going to, because there's a difference with rain in summer when it's actually hot. You can
Yeah,
handle being in the rain. Being wet in that weather
and the
on
cold.
Saturday, I
Yeah,
was going to leave. There's no way.
and
It was
it's
freezing cold.
yeah, and the rain when it's cold, it feels like it's literally hitting you. It's not like it's
Exactly.
falling on your skin. Like it feels
Exactly.
like it's hitting you. But yeah, I'm also glad that it didn't rain, where it was just cold and people had a good time. It's not like the one from 2022, I think, where there was a huge traffic
Oh, it was a
when it's time
mess.
to leave. Yeah, yeah. So this time it was properly organized.
And it really was. I like that they actually listened to their patrons because I feel like with the complaints over the past year or two, I feel like this time around they took it serious
Yeah,
and they made sure that everything is well organized.
yeah. And I actually saw. I think Sibuma Banner is one of the organizers. So
I was
actually
about to
having
go
her.
to actually make
Yeah,
sense why it was so successful.
yeah, like she takes her work seriously, like
Yeah,
and she
yes.
listens to people as well. Like there's no ego in the way that she does her work. What she's always looking for is perfection, and she's
Mm-hmm.
always looking to create a great experience for people who attend her events. So yeah, shout out to her, man. Shout out to her and the team and everyone
Yeah,
else
no,
involved.
shout out to everyone, man. Like it looked like a well organized event. Like when they say a well oiled machine, I feel like
Yeah,
that's what this year's Delicious gave, and I'm happy that people got their money's worth. Because
yeah,
nothing
and
sucks like going to a concert and just coming back and having all the regrets, like being yappy, living yappy, you know?
yeah, and you know another thing that and this is someone that was pointed out by someone who was there, that you know how such big events they have like what do they call it? These guys responsible for the sound, where they set up like directly in front of the stage.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're able to see that. So
yeah.
normally that they would have that like directly in front of the stage, but someone pointed out that that whole entire thing it wasn't there this year, and Sibu also pointed out that what they actually did was they put it on the side, like next to the stage. And that's because
Oh,
the guys who are actually responsible for this whole thing, they decided that you know what, we're going to listen to people because it blinds people behind it, so not people,
mm,
yeah, so there's people who are not able to see like the entire stage. So what they did was they put it on the side, which actually cost a whole lot more money to do, but because the
they
organizers,
listened.
yeah, they listened and they chose to gave the patrons like an incredible experience. They didn't want people to. They wanted people to see like the entire show, to see the entire stage,
Mm.
regardless of where they were sitting. So they decided to move it, like put it next to the stage, even though it cost a lot more money. But they still went ahead, and everyone was happy with that. So it's one of the things
That's
that,
good, man.
yeah, it's one of the things that you mentioned, that they actually listen to the people
Yeah, no,
who
they
attend
really,
events.
people were really happy this year. Like
Yeah,
I literally didn't see a single bad comment.
yeah,
Yes, I'm not on everyone's timeline, but I really didn't see any bad comment land on my timeline.
yeah. And you know, with events like this, it's kind of the thing where the less you see on social media about the event, even though people were there in numbers, that means that it's actually a good thing, because whenever
It is.
there's a bad experience, those things trend. But
Yes.
the good experiences don't trend. We don't see it all over our timeline. So seeing less of a event that is largely attended, that means that it's a good thing, and it went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the little that you
And they
see
should continue.
is always positive.
Yeah, no, that's true. And they should continue, man. They did a great job this year, so I really feel like they should
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to attend next year. I'm hoping that we'll be able to attend next year.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
yeah. So the last thing that I want to talk about are some of the releases from the last 2 weeks. So that other week, which was a huge release day so far this year, Aries, Usimamane, and Silver Alakai.
I almost said reason. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, Silver Alakai released their albums. And then last week it was Lotinova Pounds, which is, in my opinion, like an incredible album, even though I can't hear most of what they were saying. But from Lotinova Pounds, because I understand that I don't think you've had a chance to listen to that one as yet.
No,
Um,
I haven't had a chance to listen, but
yeah,
I've
but
seen, I wouldn't necessarily say reviews, but I've seen a few people commenting on it, and so
yeah,
far we are in the right direction because I'm just like, okay, a lot of people are actually enjoying this body of work, so I'm looking forward to immersing myself in that.
yeah, like I really enjoyed it. Like the one song that I've been playing all over and over is Angmad, which features a guy called Percy Lamin. Tried searching him on Apple Music, and I only found two songs that he's featured on, which
I
is
know, Priscilla. I mean, wasn't it with Peter O and some song?
I think so. I think so.
There's a song he did with P dot. Is it Forgive Us Sins or something? There's a beautiful song he did with P dot O, and I still love that song.
Like he,
But I know him.
like Percy is just
I
from
know Percy.
yeah, just from listening to this one, I can tell you that Percy is an incredible writer and incredible
Oh,
lyricist
amazing.
as well. Yeah, so that's the one song that I was playing over and over again. And from my end, even though I can't hear 98% of what is said, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. That is, yeah, that is
That's
Crepo
that's
Pitore. Also,
that's good.
yeah,
That's
it's
good.
very, very good, especially because it's also his debut album. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, so incredible debut from the Tinobo Pounds. So now going back to that other week, which we missed, Aries released a surprise mixtape. No one was
Mm-hmm.
expecting it. And you actually sent me a text like on Friday morning. I think it was like around 5:30 or something, telling me that Aries dropped.
Don't put me on blast like that. Don't do that.
Like it's a first text that I saw when I woke up in the morning. But yeah, like it's a very very beautiful mixtape. What do you think
It
of it?
is. It is. It's really beautiful, man. I think I found it more beautiful because of how I was caught off guard.
Yeah,
I think that excited me. Because remember when we spoke, us going to sleep in our heads was this Friday, Sizwe is dropping, Usimamane is dropping.
dropping.
Do you
Yeah,
understand? And also, even with Usimamane, we were not really sure if it's that day.
yeah,
Because we knew that he was dropping, but we were not sure if it's that Friday. Because they said it's either that Friday or the following one, which would be
yeah,
last week, right?
yeah,
So waking up to literally seeing all three of them having dropped, I was like, we are feasting today. We
yeah,
are feasting, you know? And I like it, man. I genuinely like it. I have a few faves on the album mixtape, actually. I don't know why. That man could have called the thing an album. I would have been happy either way,
yeah. It could
honestly.
have been an album.
Easily it could have been an album. I would have been happy. But you know how I like putting people under pressure, right?
Yeah,
I'm putting myself under pressure, and I wanted to say top two, right? But I can't even say top two
mm,
because there are three songs I love on the mixtape. The one with J. Jody, I think it's 100 milli.
yeah.
And J. Jody slid on that song.
Too much.
In I
Like,
was
yeah,
like, this. Oh, I people are going wild over Aries. I'm just like, guys, are you hearing J. Jody on the song? Nimzile, like for real, did you listen to J. Jody? For me, he slid. And it's crazy how after that song, Usanage, like literally from that, there's Ginger and Aries. And I'm just like, here I am feasting, honestly. And Michael just sent me that drop is my other jam.
yeah.
Then lastly, there's a guy, funny thing, this guy, I've heard him before, but I just didn't realize that, when you hear someone, but you don't pay much attention or pay
Mm.
mind. But I think I'm looking for that song, Blue Puppy. The guy is cold,
Oh,
guys.
is it one of the toilets?
The thing is, my thing is, I think it is because he's on It's Typhoon. That's Java, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, It's Typhoon, that song, does it not say featuring the Oilers? Because if it says that he's listed by himself, because you see, it says Java, Oilers, Blue Puppy, like, unless it names all of them, because I don't know their names.
Yeah, because I think like the toilets, I think their collection of somewhere around,
Like,
yeah, I think it's probably like 8 or 10 people, somewhere
yeah,
around
because
there.
now if they did many on Typhoon, the only people who are credited on the song, it's Java, it's Sasti, Oilers, Lofi, La Cabra, and Blue Puppy, unless it's only the four of them from the Oilers who actually feature on the song.
Actually, no, I think what they did was they just said the toilets because lo-fi and La Trasha, which is I don't know if it's La Cabra or La Cabra. They are
Mm.
also part of the toilets, also part of the
Oh,
toilets.
okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
Nangba is a shame. So I
yeah,
don't know. Angeng bakombe nokubakombe.
yeah.
Like, I didn't know how Smamane looked like until last week Friday.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Smamane for a year.
Yeah.
Judging, guys, it's okay. I still don't know how Tony Diamani looks like. I listen to Tony Diamani every day.
Yeah,
Angmas. And I'm not mad, guys. I don't know how Limek looks like. I listen to Limek every day.
yeah.
For me, it's about the music. I don't, guys, I could literally walk past these people at an
And you
event.
wouldn't know.
Except this person would think I'm Ektel and Angmas, and I'm fine with that. There's something the call us Angbas, and I feel like when about it, because I feel like I've seen them in person, but they are small boys, all in baggy clothes, and. So yeah, Makombe, right? But
I,
excuse me, Blue Papi for me because of the song I heard him on.
mm,
Mm, I love it. I love Too Deep so much, and I like how he's amazing man on that song.
yeah, yeah. So, um, for me, I would say like my favorite, like 100 mil. I love that one. Michael just sent me this chop. I love that one as well. But I also love KTK,
Oh
which
yes.
is like Aries. Like Aries over there, it gives me the same vibes as Kendrick Lamar on Meet the Grahams, where it's kind of
Ah
like it's
yes.
just sitting on a couch, saying whatever it is that it wants to say.
Yeah.
Like it's just chill, like it's just relaxed, and and when someone goes at you while they're relaxed, those words usually cut deeper than
Yeah.
when the person is shouting. So it kind of gives that vibes as well. But yeah, like for me, I would say this mixtape also like a solid nine. Like it's just an incredible body of work from start to finish. Like the production on there, like it's just so incredible.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think not comparing the two, but over Usimamane.
Yeah,
Production on Aris's mixtape is insane.
it's insane. Like
It's
it's insane.
immaculate.
Yeah, yeah. So and actually moving on to Usimamane. For me, it's a bit of a disappointment for a debut album. Like I feel like it should have been a mixtape. Just like I feel like
So it's turning it
Aries,
around now.
yeah, so it's sort of turning around. Just like we feel like Kill the King should have been
Hmm.
an album. Osman Mane's album should have been a mixtape for me. Like I feel like he has elements of being experimental,
Hmm.
which is not a good idea for a debut album. Even though I'm all for creativity and an artist doing an album the way that they want to make it, but I'm also
Hmm.
like a conceptual kind of person. Where I feel like an album should mean something. It should, especially in the area
Mm.
that we are living in today, where you shouldn't release an album for the sake of releasing an album, but it should have a direction. It should have more of a purpose as an album. And I feel like this one by Usimamane, it lacks purpose and it lacks direction. Unless I've missed it, I don't know.
Mm. I hear you. Now it makes me ask the question, right? You know how every artist wants to have I grew up in poverty.
Yeah,
I grew up in Anagulindlini or going to bed hungry.
yeah,
I feel like I don't know Usman Mane's life story, but I feel like because it's lacking that, people are saying it's not a good debut album. The reason I'm saying this, right? People are always expecting a story.
yeah.
Now, my
Like,
question is, why can't he just be a good rapper? Why must he have a set come up? He didn't. Do you
but
understand? And
yeah,
that's why sometimes people lie. Then someone comes in like, but dog, you and I were in KES together. We were literally in King Edward's together. What do you mean you were hungry? It's because of things like this. People want you to have a set come up. We were like, Manando did it for what? He didn't have a
yeah,
Manando. He didn't grow up like that. But
yeah,
now because people are expecting to have a sad life story, now you must make it up. You
yeah.
didn't grow up smoking weed. You were not selling drugs. soft, and it's okay. And
Yeah.
I think
And,
sometimes I don't know his childhood. I don't know how he grew up. But if he grew up soft, it would explain why I'm gonna like story gonna come up. It's a thing of
yeah.
I like this rap thing. I'm good at it, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna experiment if I have to. Because why do I have to lie and say I grew up poor? I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So let me just say this. From what I've been hearing in his music, I think it actually does mention that it didn't grow up soft. Like it didn't grow up. It wasn't an easy childhood in a sense.
Hmm.
Also, because his mother, I think it was in December, his mother went to Joburg for the very first time in her life.
That's time. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was brought up by Usimamane. And the reason why I say okay, so that his mother not uh, being in Joburg her entire life until December last year. That is one thing I would point at as him not having a soft life. Another one is what's the name of the song? I think it's Ephelium, where he
Hmm.
mentions where he says that he wants a house that is
Hmm.
bigger than yours,
Like
bigger than
it's
your home.
basically.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Yeah, so that's one thing, and I'm trying to remember other references, but he does reference not having like a well of childhood. So
So
yeah,
now are
so
we saying that we're expecting a debut album to be based
no,
off struggle come up?
no. So here's where I was going. Like the reason why people would say that they were looking for that kind of story in his album, sort of like it backs up my saying that this album has no purpose and it has no certain direction. Like it doesn't, not necessarily the way he has to talk about growing up poor or talking about
Hmm.
poverty, but if he had like a proper direction where this is what he wanted to achieve with the album, people would forget about him not talking about growing up poor or having a difficult childhood, but would be talking about with the message that he's trying to convey through the album, or having some sort of concept through uh, yeah. So it's basically having a concept for the entire album. So yeah, so it's basically just that. Like I feel like if he had created like a sort of concept and he had
Hmm.
a purpose that he wanted to achieve through the album, it would have made it better and it would have sounded sonically, it would have been better as well. Because
Yeah.
yeah, when we played like I think like the first 4 or 5 tracks, it is not like it's not the Usimamane that we've been listening to the past year. So that and hence why I say that it feels like very experimental because he has
It
Afro
does.
beats in there.
Yeah.
He has that a song where he sounds exactly like Rich Homie Kwan. He's just playing around with different sounds. It's not those Mamane that we've been listening to the past year. So yeah, that's my opinion on the album. Like it could have been better.
Yeah. No, I get it. I really agree as well because maybe it's just me, nah, but you
Yeah,
can hear songs that an artist made 5 years ago,
yeah.
and you can hear songs that an artist made 5 weeks
Yesterday.
ago.
Yeah,
And I feel like on the album, he combined the
yeah,
there are songs where you can hear what he wasn't right here. La Banga Vuthu.
mm, yeah,
Not just with the production, even with the raps, even with him, you can hear this is a very old song,
yeah,
but they added it here. And I think that's what makes it sound like a mixtape. I feel like with the mixtape, you just, I'm giving you guys music for free.
yeah,
Enjoy,
yeah.
have
Again,
fun.
and that's the thing with a mixtape, you can be as experimental as you want.
Exactly.
And because we approach a mixtape us listeners approach a mixtape as a mixtape, we are kind of hearing
There's no
the
expectations.
rawness. Yeah, there's no expectations for
Yes.
something great. This is just music that you are giving to us, and that it subconsciously, that is what we're expecting from a mixtape, where we are hearing your more playful side, we are hearing your more experimental side. So yeah, for like this one, I feel like it should have been a mixtape,
Yeah.
and also feel like he wasn't entirely ready to release an album as yet.
And as there, I have to agree. It does feel like a mixtape. I feel like they could have done better. There are
Yeah,
songs that shouldn't have been there, and I feel like there are songs that he has that should have been there.
yeah,
But also, that's when also now you just question the people that are around you as an artist when you take or make that such decisions, like what songs to put on an album, what songs to remove, and how everyone just thought it's a good idea,
yeah,
you know. So this way, it is giving me still. I'm not going to lie. There, I'm going to have to agree with you, and I just hope from here he gets better because Usimamane has insane potential. One thing about this house, we rap with Usimamane, and I feel like he has
yeah.
insane potential.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking. I thought we'd have more features with Tony Diamante because they work so closely together and they work incredibly well together. Like I thought
I
there'd
feel like they
be
need a joint album, not even an album, like a young 7 track mixtape.
EP. Yeah,
Yeah, needs 7 tracks and out. That would for me that would go top, like it would go up.
yeah. But like, who do we think is actually? And this is not like me trying to pit them against one another. But I just want your opinion. Who do you think is a better rapper between Tony Diamante and Usimamane? Because I'll tell you, I know who I feel
This is
is a
gonna
better
sound
rapper.
more biased because of his presence, right?
Yeah.
And as much as his presence and his voice gives him an upper hand,
Hmm.
hey, but Tony, guys,
Yeah, Tony is
I,
Tony is a superstar. Like he's got
Tony is a
like
superstar,
sonically he's got that superstar
and he
element to
knows
him.
it, and he
Yeah,
knows it. You can hear somebody who knows.
yeah, like you
He knows.
yeah. So I mean I agree with you 100%. I feel like Tony Damani is the better rapper between the two, and it's actually I'm looking for an album from him. I'm looking forward
I
to
need
hearing.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
looking
need
forward to
it.
hearing his album.
Did you hear him on Bank with an Nazi? Ooh.
Like, dude, like,
Guys, guys, Tony slides all the time.
and I feel like we would hear like an incredible, like if it was to feature Maglera on a track.
I've been saying, guys, and whenever I say this, everyone's always like, but then they sound similar because of their deep voice. But I'm just like, no,
They don't.
let them on the song together. Hear them. You will hear
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
yeah. Like it's easy to spot the difference between the two.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's just that they both have deep voices, but otherwise they're both distinct. And I feel like together on the same song on the same song, we would have something similar to hearing Sjava with with Anzo.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that I feel like that's the
Definitely.
kind of wavelength that they'll be on together.
Yeah. No, I need that to happen. Like
Yeah,
that would eat.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also now that you speak about features, also who I'd like to hear on a song together. I don't know why this just popped up in my head right now. Ogie and Maglera.
Stogie.
And Maglera.
Actually, yeah.
I don't know why that just popped up, but I can hear it.
Actually, yeah. Um, it would work actually.
I feel like it would work.
Yeah, it definitely. I feel like it would work as well.
They
Hopefully, it
must do the right
happens.
things.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see it happen.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Kwanta and Maglera is always willing to work, so they must make it happen.
And it always matches the energy of the person is
Oh,
on the song.
definitely. Yes,
Like he's
definitely.
able
All the time.
to, yeah, like
All
uh
the time.
yeah. So it should be interesting to hear them together on the same song.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So the last album that I okay, so Usmamane, which is the name of the album is 20th Days Before Mod.
Yeah.
That one, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
A
I don't know if
7.
if it's a fair
The point
rating.
5 is generous. The 7
Yeah.
is fine. Yeah, honestly, I'll never be biased. As much as I love you, as like literally, I'll be your biggest fan. But if I feel like something didn't hit as it was supposed to, I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be honest. So I feel like 7 is solid.
Solid. Yeah. All right. So we give it. So we'll both agree that we give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wanna get into which is the last album I wanna talk about, which is Sizu Alekine, Audio 2D,
I need to
Dear
get
Ducky.
reason out of my head. I really need to get reason out of my head because it's
Like I
shocking.
won't lie to you, like in my head I have to choose which name I'm using. So
Mm,
Sizo Alekine always wins because it's the name that he uses very often now.
yeah.
But yeah, so Audio 2D Days Before Dear Ducky, an incredible album as well.
I
Speaker
bet.
has I think three
3 or
production
4
on there.
features.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, for me because I was trying to think like is Where's Reason my favorite song on there. It's an incredible song on its own, but I think that the Sotra Ciphers, I feel like that one wins for me. And I would have said the one with Ntombela, but Ntombela's song on there would have been my favorite. But then Reason, but it's a Ntombela song. It's not a Sizwe Alekine song.
I hear you. I hear you. It's like a mini interlude, if I can call it that.
Yeah, yeah. So it
No, I
basically
hear
just
you.
gave him a spot on there.
Okay,
But yeah,
that is my top two actually. The Book of Dumbella was number two. Now that you're saying we're removing it because it's an interlude,
yeah,
it's a tough one between Where's Reason and Sotra Cyphers.
yeah. Because
But for me, guys, my number one is Babang Kumbule. I'm obsessed with that song.
I actually wanted to go there because I
Ah,
think it comes on before
the Book
is it
of
the
Ntombela.
Shupen?
Yes, before the Book of
No,
Ntombela and
after.
Nhlupeko
Sorry.
as well.
Yeah,
It's
no,
after
no.
Nhlupeko and the book, then and before the Book of Ntombela, right?
Dombel. Yeah. Let
Let's
me
see,
just make
let's
sure.
see, let's see.
It's before the Book of Dombel. Ngahlupheka is the third track on there.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Um.
it's just before the Book of Ntombela.
Yeah. But actually,
So for
to be quite
me,
honest, now that
mhm,
I'm actually looking at the track list, it's very hard to decide because Ngahlupheka, um, like it's a very powerful
yes,
song,
yeah,
incredibly powerful song. Be Free as well, um, also
mm,
incredibly powerful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Then
actually,
the more you look at the track list, it's just like ish actually,
yeah, because the songs
you
that we
know?
mentioned are the ones that we are able to remember that stick out. But when you look at the track list, you actually remember how the other songs sound.
Exactly.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
now I'm thinking like, actually, because Elok Sheen as well. Like actually, a
The
Dear Darky,
album.
the album on its own, it's an incredibly
Because
powerful
even
album.
Dear Daiki is like, oh man, beautiful way
You
to
know,
close off an album.
yeah, like it's incredibly beautiful. Like, I feel like it's unfair now that I'm looking at the track list. It's unfair to actually have a favorite song, even though I
No,
love
it's
Sotra
unfair.
Cyphers more because of how lyrical it is. But
Yeah.
when you actually think about now, you see, Audio 2D, this album is what I'm talking about having a conceptual album and having and giving an
Mm,
album a purpose. See, because this one, Caesar Alekine is sort of like it's giving us an insight into his life, or rather his thought processes, or what's been happening.
yeah.
Like Ngahlupheka, talking about the time when things weren't going so well in his life, and then
Mm.
yeah, Amapiano came, and that he found basically found a new, basically found a second breath in his career.
Basically. Yeah.
Talking about he's at a funeral, he's crying, he's hurt being at a funeral because he's burying someone that he loves, and then there's someone who doesn't care about that, wants to take a picture. He talks about the pain, the pain about being a celebrity. You know, it's not really an easy thing. Um, Talk about being free. Um, oh, what was is it on being free where he talks about getting the second wind in his career? I don't know, but basically that's the whole point of like having this concept.
And I feel like the entire album, it's when it's different songs, but they all speak up on more or less the same thing.
Thing, yeah,
From the start to the transition to
yeah.
where he's at right now.
And in his song, he's giving us a different insight, even though he's talking
Correct.
about the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I think that's what made me love also Babang Kumbule. Have you ever just had a song become your favorite literally of 6 lines? That was that for me is Babang Kumbule because I'm just like, there's no way. Like his wordplay, man, is insane also. And I'm just like, this
like
is reason.
yeah,
This
it's not
is
since
the
we're in the
reason
car
I
in this
fell
one.
in this is the reason I fell in love with
Yeah,
him, you know?
and I don't know if you know this, but that vocal on Bamankumbul, that's actually Nkosazana daughter. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. And I love it so
Yeah,
much. I
yeah,
love
and
it.
because they took that from I think a video when she was still in school,
Hmm.
still in high school. That there's a video that she saw that she was singing Babankumbul. She was in class, and I think she was also writing the lyrics at the same time. Oh,
Oh,
she
that's
just
nice.
finished writing. Yeah, so they took those vocals from that video from way back when she was still in high school.
That's beautiful, man. I love it.
Yeah,
Now, this album for me, guys, it reminded me why I fell in love with this man from the get-go.
yeah,
Like why I've always been a fan of his music. Like he's one person who I will, with my chest, always say one of our best rappers in the country.
yeah, yeah,
Easy.
yeah. Like it's very easy. One of the best writers that we have, one of the best rappers that we have, one of the best producers that we have, because he's an executive producer as well.
Yeah.
He's able to properly direct an artist on how to do a song. So this album, I feel like it's it's a cap, it's a feather in his cap or feather in his hat
Yes.
with the career that he's had. I mean, that before my piano came, um, he didn't have a very good time. It wasn't very an easy life.
Yeah.
That there were rather an easy time that he was having since his previous album. But right now with this, it basically reminds us on why we love this guy, and it reminds us
Yeah.
of how much of a treasure we have in him as an artist. And it's just incredible to go back to this album and listen to it once again.
And I genuinely love it.
Yeah,
And I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him.
yeah, yeah. I'm also happy for Speaker for him to
Yes,
feature so prominently on this album.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. And I can see what he's happy
yeah, it is.
in his element. He's in his
I
element.
mean, yeah, yeah. But for me, Uh, initially, because I have this thing where I give a rating based on the first lesson. Initially, I'd
Hmm.
given this an 8.5. But now, after listening to it over and over again, I think I'm now stuck on giving it a 9.
Yeah.
That's how good of an album it is.
No, no, it is. And I feel like for me, it just gets better with every listen.
Yeah, it does.
Because on my own, like initially when I first listened to it, like, okay, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful track here, beautiful track there. it wasn't a 9 like it is now. But for me also right now, I'd give it a solid 9.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's one of
so
those grows on you.
yeah, it does. It does. And I feel like over time we'll also realize just that it is a classic album where 10
Definitely.
years from now we can still go back to it and we'll I feel like it's actually that album where one day when Reason is gone, or this is the one album where we'll be able to remember him with.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It literally puts you into his space, his
Which
state
is
of
yeah,
mind and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and it also just highlights just how great of a rapper he is, how great of a
Yeah,
writer he is.
amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, that is all that I have. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to talk about. See?
No, honestly, me, my thing this week was mostly the music drops. I had
Yeah,
the time of my life in the past week. I had the
yeah,
time of my life.
yeah. I'm still gonna go back. I have to actually get like a Spitori dictionary. I don't know if it exists.
Good luck.
Because I don't want to miss out on Latin over pounds again.
Good
I
luck.
have to learn Spitori as best as I possibly can.
Now you need to. I feel
Yeah.
like you're gonna love it more. You're gonna love it more once you know Spitor.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you have nothing else, Z, actually, I have one thing that I want to talk about, and it's something that I wanted to mention last week. So the hip hop circuit is back. It's happening this coming Friday at Black
Mm-hmm.
Queen in Ligazi. Um, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what the guys are going to bring in this time around.
Mm-hmm.
We might have because I've been looking for a female host to help TN, TND on stage, and I think we might have found one. I've been looking for because I'm actually looking to give uh, women a lot more space on stage. So yeah, I'm looking to find a lot of lyricists or a lot of female rappers around
That
Montpellier.
is good.
Yeah, because we need to have them. We need to have them
Yeah.
now feature prominently in our spaces. But yeah, we might have one female host, and we might have another female rapper on stage. This coming actually the female rapper is confirmed. She'll be on there. But yeah, it's going to be like an incredible time. So I'm happy that we are back. We missed last month.
I am
Um,
too.
yeah, yeah, we missed last month. So shout out to Black Queen as well for giving us their space and giving us their sound to do
Mm-hmm.
our thing. It's definitely going to be an exciting one. Also looking forward to getting ready for the one in October.
And I need to put me in your pocket to Hambela.
Yeah, yeah, no, we're definitely going to make it happen because we have to at some point shoot at least one episode per month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever we're having, because it happens once a month, so at some point, whenever we are having it, we have to shoot an episode at the hip hop circuit.
And we need it.
Yeah,
Imagine that would be so nice actually.
yeah,
Things we're working towards. Yeah.
yeah, one of the things that we're working towards. So hopefully it will happen very, very soon. If we can do it in December, maybe even November as well, that
That
would
would
be
be great.
amazing. Yeah, but we'll see what God has in store for us and when He wants it to happen. But I'm praying, hoping that it's very soon.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that is it from us, the oracles this week. Thank you very much. It's almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for chilling with us. If you made it this far, you might as well just subscribe to the channel, comment, share, like, do absolutely everything as much as you possibly can to help us. And we appreciate you and we love you. Until next week. For myself, Manelisi, and the beautiful superstar oracle, Zima Zibugo. See you next week. Cheers.
Bye.